Hello there everyone, Alexman here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap Revisit. Last session, we got ourselves into this adventure by basically getting Zelda cursed to stone. The Picori blade is broken, and we are now in the process of fixing it by basically able to grab one of the elements thanks to the Minish, as well as to our friend Asler we met up in the forest, and now he becomes our hat. And basically, after getting our sword slightly repaired right now, Mallory here, this guy, basically said, hey, you should go find the element in the mines that we're going into next. So we're going into our next dungeon of the game. So let's get that, shall we? What? You're going to the mine? Well, if you talk to the boss, I won't stop you, but be careful. And he opens up the way for us, so let's go. So, the way that these dungeons kind of work is that you basically have one Minish dungeon, one normal-sized dungeon, one Minish dungeon, and one normal dungeon. Usually by technicality. And then you have something that's basically the combination of the two in some fashion. So, that said, time to open up this up right here. Hold on the sacred power. We're granted the power of wind. And we have no idea how to use this because it's still broken on those symbols out there. You know, every time I see that happen, it still rattles me. So we're up here to get ourselves to the next dungeon. This is our fire dungeon. The Cave of Flames. Wow, it's hot in here. Come on, let's not stand around wasting time. Find an element so we can get out of here. Right. So, this dungeon kind of introduces more of, basically more complex monsters and everything else. And basically bombs. Because we have to get ourselves bombs around here. We do have bombs ourselves, which we're going to have to put on ourselves here. Now, you can get away with basically using these bomb enemies. Yeah, they're actually called bombs in this game. And they act the same way. You can hit them and they become bombs, they explode on contact. We also have ourselves these spiny enemies, which basically means that you have to hit them. Your sword won't make a dent in their thorny armor. Flip them over before you strike. Asler, I was about to do that. Oh, right. I should have let you do your thing. My apologies. Continue on. So we need to use our shield here to blast these over. These guys are kind of exclusive to the Capcom style games from The Legend of Zelda. It has basically those enemies are from the Oracle games. And you got yourself the compass. You can find the locations of hidden items. Or start the map screen. You're given the compass at the very start of the game. But this also introduces an enemy I do not like. And it basically happens almost everywhere after this. You come here, you see all these rupees on the ground, and you're like, oh, it's kind of rupees. But you see that there's a like in there. Those are called rupee likes. And depending on the rupee that is on their little antenna, if they grab you, they won't basically suck away your shield or any other items like likes do normally. They mostly suck away your rupees. And depending on if it's a green, blue, red rupee on their antenna, that's how many rupees they'll basically take away from you until you basically get out of their little mouth or whatever. So bear that in mind as you wander out. And eventually they're gonna love doing this later on down the game. Trust me on that one. So, I kind of feel like Minish Cap is kind of sort of the game that's kind of like what Oracle's Secrets was going to be, I feel. It's kind of like, you know, how Oracle of Ages was kind of puzzle-based and Oracle of Seasons was action-based. This is kind of the game that kind of combines both elements of the game. Where basically everything is, you know, there's some puzzles, then some action sequences and more puzzles. This, I feel like, has the combined balance between the two. This must be what the humans who built this mine used to get around in here. Maybe we should hop in. What? After all this, you don't expect me to believe you're so scared? There's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, come on, let's go. We gotta watch out. We're gonna jump in here because we can't get through this doorway here, so we might as well jump in here and have a go on a roller coaster ride! Goodness me! Sweet jumping jellyfish, that was awful. Hey kid, what are you smiling about? I knew it was madness to risk our lives in that rickety human contraption. From now on, let's stick to our feet. Well, I mean, your feet. So, I like how Asler is like backtracks on his own, like, there's nothing to be worried about. We're not jumping to that thing again for the rest of our lives. Okay? But it kind of feels like in this dungeon, it's kind of more of an abandoned mine. Like the humans used to mine here, but it doesn't do anymore. I guess it's kind of the interesting thing about that. It's probably just an abandoned mine. It's probably because, you know, it's like we don't see Gorons in this game until we get to like one point in the game where they're just in one cave. And it's like, yeah, we're just here breaking a wall, you know? And it's like, why? It's like, why don't you guys live on this mountain here? I guess this is during the timeline where the Gorons didn't realize they could live on a mountain. Since most of the Gorons you saw in Skyward Sword, the game that technically takes place before this game does, is that they were just more of nomads. And then they ultimately just found they have a home in the mountains. How interesting. So there was a portal hidden away in here, Whatever you want me to shrink you down, just hop up there and press R. So now the game is going to introduce you to that you're going to have to be a Minish size for some point of the adventure in your dungeons. Or at least for the human-sized ones, that is. Unlike the other portals on the outside, these ones don't have like a transition showing them on the inside. I think that was kind of like a miss kind of a cause or something like that. I think they should have showed it some way like that. But I digress, though. And now we have to go ourselves through here. Take note of that bombable wall. You'll be able to get that heart piece later. If you see a bombable wall later on. But now we get into the concept of this dungeon itself, and it's basically kind of the dungeon I kind of technically hate a little bit, just because it's kind of tedious, if you're on your first time player at least. Is that we have this rickety old bridge, or at least these kind of rock formations that are landed in the lava. And if you stand on them for too long, they crack, they break apart, and they dissolve. They're basically the crumble donuts, you know. Oh, we got another Keenstone piece! Yeah, now we can find Keenstone pieces inside dungeons now. Oh my! It looks really, really hot in that lava. Ooh, trust me, falling into that would be a bad idea. I am sure you'll agree. I sure would agree. I don't want to basically... And sometimes they, like, right here, like, this is a kind of a jerk placement. The game usually expects you to think on your feet a little bit, not really handhold you. But I say, you know, yeah, you can pick up jars and everything. Oh, I'm in the lava. But like, you see that, and you're like, oh, I can actually use the gust jar to basically blow away the pot, so I don't have to waste time lifting a jar and basically risking myself getting burned. So, again, it's kind of making you use of all your items you've already used up so far, which I feel like that's something that, you know, Zelda games have kind of lacked in this era. Oh, there we go. We got these enemies here, these little beetles. Basically, the game expects you to throw these guys into the hole, but you can carry these guys and basically drop yourself into the hole, and then let them stick right there, and you can get that away. You got 50 rupees. You must be very happy. Oh, indeed we are. All right, come on, you. Drop right here and chuck you in there. Oh, knock this guy. Oh, that's cool. Knock the guy out. Whoop. Jump in here. Hoo-ah. Hey. How about you go inside the hole? Huzzah! They don't mess with you anymore. Look, there we go. Chuck you out of the way. But I can see that chest there. We can't get that chest because it's on a pillar. We have to get over there and put that pillar into a hole in order to actually open up the chest. But also we have to do these gliding puzzles. Or at least a gliding section. Now, as long as you're moving in the direction you shouldn't have any trouble with it. But clearly it feels like you barely have enough time, or at least enough speed and height, just to actually get through this endeavor. Kind of a little annoying. Especially, they don't do it very often after this dungeon, though. Like, after here, it's basically after, like, one area later in the game. But that's about it. So basically, gliding is not a big thing in this game. I feel like they should have done a little bit more with it, literally, technically. We got a small key. We can open up small doors and locks in this dungeon only. Now we gotta get ourselves around here. Ah, we need to go back. Because we can't go this way anymore. That's the only way forward. But we did notice that there was a... We have to take this thing back. Let's go. Huzzah! Goodness me, this thing... How is this thing moving? I assume that there's probably a sort of like a dip in the floor to make it flow there. I don't see any type of, you know, propulsion system in this thing. Minecarts, right? But like, we know it's this kind of gimmick, the rail switching mechanic. This is from Oracle of Ages. And it said, Oracle of Ages and Seasons, where they basically had to switch those rails around. Huzzah! Oh, we gotta take care of these guys, put our shield on. There we go, take you out. You guys give me a nuisance. We also got an introduction to blade traps, so we gotta watch out when they basically get in the vicinity, because they're gonna hurt you like that. Basically a call back to Zelda 1. Again, this game does a lot of stuff that calls back to at least A Link to the Past, the Oracle Ages, and basically the original Legend of Zelda games, so... You're gonna have a lot... Oh, come on, lift you up and chuck you. I'm on you, choo-choos, get out of here. There's a bumble wall here, so we use our new bombs. Pop them right there. We get ourselves our heart piece over here, because this is where this whole door was. So there you go. Piece of heart contained. A complete new heart container. Yes, we are now at the 6. Can you believe that? 6 heart pieces, and we're only in the 2nd dungeon. There's a lot of heart pieces in this game, so you are going to basically be overwhelmed with these guys a little bit. Alright, now it's time for a little weird new mechanic I got in here. It's time for a mini-boss. It is the Metal Choo-Choo. Now, we didn't technically have a mini... Well, yeah, we had a mini-boss. Here's the mini-boss. This is the Metal Choo-Choo Rush. You guys are kind of an annoyance, but they only hit a couple hits and they're down. But they wanted to basically spike you to death. It's like the only... Like, again, the Choo-Choos were trying to, like, to be the big enemy of the game. Because of how, you know, they're going to be bigger in size. I'm surprised they didn't do this as like a major boss, you know, make a metal big giant choo-choo, you know. But anyway, defeating those choo-choos, you get the Cane of Pachi. This mystical rod has the power to flip things over. Use it to charge up energy in holes and then flip them up out of it. Basically allows you to jump up walls, essentially, at that point. Now, comparable to the other rods of the Zelda series, this one doesn't really do that much. Like, there's some places that now you're gonna have to learn how to flip things around. And it gets a little annoying a little bit. Hey kid, why don't you take that Cane of Pachi and fire down that hole? I mean, you never know what will happen until you try, right? The game just told me I could do this. So you jump in the hole, booyah, you get up in the pump, and you get yourselves your blue portal by doing that. So with the Cane of Pachi, we can now flip this thing over, and now we can ride it. Huzzah! Woo! Huzzah! I gotta push this thing in. Push this chest up here. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of like... This still is kind of a linear dungeon in its own right. But, you know, it's a lot more, I would say, complex than the side of things. Ooh, boy! And I think Link doesn't really have much trouble with this in the manga, I don't think. Like, he complains about the heat and all, and everything, because it is a hot dungeon. Oh boy, okay, now we gotta deal with this. Gotta go small here. And now we gotta watch out for these automatic blade traps that move without you being near them. And then we come over here and we got ourselves these things. These little movable traps that only you activate by getting in the close vicinity of them. Only when you're big, though. These blade traps are from the Oracle games, so bear in mind. As again, Capcom really loved their original monster ideas for the Legend of Zelda series. Still, I really would love to have that the Oracle of Secrets game. I would have loved it. Hey, you know what? You know, it wouldn't be surprising if they remade the Oracle games. You know, like how they did Link's Awakening. I would have loved if they just said, hey, you know what? Since we have the Oracle games, we're actually going to add a new story to the mix. A unique story. The Oracle Secrets storyline. Like, that'd be kind of sick, actually. I mean, because that means, like, because it feels like that Oracle Secrets got the shaft. But, dude, that was due to, you know, to technological constraints and everything. They couldn't really produce a game that could handle three games worth of passwords. So they had to limit it to 2. But I feel like nowadays we could basically make a, you know, it's sort of like a nice, you know, niche of the Oracle Secrets game. I almost kind of feel like this game was kind of being pushed towards it. Because the Oracles do basically show up in this game, despite the fact this game is technically happening before the Oracle games according to the official timeline. But still. Alright, Kingstone piece. We're gonna keep getting blue ones. When are we gonna get a green one here? Come on. I know, I'm getting kind of annoyed by this, but it's like, come on. It's like, we want some green ones. Some green, Ask you shall receive. Now, I do not know if these chests are the ones that give you, you know, the same, kind of, keystone at the same time, or not. So it could be random as the keystone piece, as far as I'm concerned. Oh. Yeah, now we got this sector here. This little sector is kind of annoying. Like I said, you have to flip these little rock formations around, because you can't jump on them normally. And luckily, the King Apache does have at least a decent size of range. But basically, you gotta be quick on basically when you're standing on these things. Goodness me, they're so fast to fall over. Oh, I should have done that. No! I fell to my own folly on that one. Let's come over here and chuck these little jars away. Give me that heart, thank you. That's all you need to do there. Alright, let's go like this. And like, there's like not a lot of backtracking in this dungeon, unlike say the, you know, the Earth Shrine, Deepwood Shrine. There was a little bit of backtracking in that one just because of how the item worked. There isn't really much of backtracking in this dungeon at all. Like everything is on a linear path, so that's what I kind of like that in the game, because it basically keeps the game moving forward as much as possible. But like, you know, that's only, you know, a cause of that's only like very rarely that happens in Zelda games, where basically every dungeon's usually got something that basically goes, hey, you gotta go back because there's extra chests you could get. I mean, goodness, ow! Why is there blade traps here? I feel like the miners initially, the ancient Hyruleans, put this in here. Basically did not want to be attacked by monsters, so they put blades down here so they don't get attacked. I like all these keys here. I'm surprised they're not called fire keys in this place, how hot this place is. Alright, it's time to glide across the screen. Where these little prints on the ground here is where you want to be when you glide, because that'll actually push you up above the wall here. More often than not, some gliding spots are going to give you that, you know, path of, the path of least resistance, technically. We gotta fly across this gargantuan lava pool. We're gonna fly up here. We're gonna fly up this, and we're actually gonna get up here. There we go. Get ourselves 100 rupees! This must be where the rupees must have been made, or basically found. Because I highly doubt Hyrule would basically, you know, make their own, like, ooh, actually made it up there without actually falling down. That's actually a first. Okay. You learn new stuff every day. There we go, like this. And I do like the kind of overlay they give here, so it's like, like a sweltering hot. But man, Adult Link and the Young Link in Ocarina of Time, they had to basically wear a tunic for this. Young Link here in this game is like, I don't need a hot tunic. I'm a young kid, I don't need it. So yeah, all the chests in here usually are now the optional type if you haven't gone after them. But I say, go after every chest you can, because there might be a Kingstone piece you're gonna need, and thankfully that you can grind them out afterwards. Like, there's our big key right there. So we got this chest, this little red spot here. Let me check the map, see if we haven't missed anything. Nope, we got everything. Cool. Alright. Okay, am I missing something here? I feel like I should be having another thing right there, but I guess not. I'm missing. Oh! The chest in that room. Did I miss a chest somewhere? Oh, I did. That's on floor 1. Let's head back that way. Alright, let's see about this. Where are we going here? I kind of missed this. So I'm on floor 1, I gotta go to basement 1 here, and I gotta go back there. I'm surprised I skipped that little spot there. We can't go through here or anything. I believe that's just probably is just money though at this point, so I'm not gonna be too worried about that chest at all. Let's see. Let's go after the boss at this point. Well, if I try to go back there, it's gonna be a little annoying to grab. Because I have to go repeat the entire process of being turned to small and get around that area again, because that door locks yourself back. But again, the game, that's not required though. It's basically like either a Kingstone piece or something like that. So let's go to the boss of this place. Alright, had to basically go, oh, I cut that out there, had to type in tap there. Alright, let's see, we go like this here. Oh, we got a fairy. Oh, I should have picked it up. Ah, well. Come on, flip these jars over. Some hearts. Give me that fairy. Yes, alright, give me that fairy. So I'm gonna get my bottle out here. Come on. Get that fairy. There we go. Alright, you caught a fairy! You got a fairy in a bottle! This winged friend will come to your aid if your life energy is depleted. And like any other Zelda game, if you lose all your life, it doesn't count as a death towards you if you have a fairy in your bottle. And it'll automatically be used once you basically get down here. Alright, time for the next boss. Now, this boss is interesting. In the manga, this boss has actually been cursed by Vati. As Vati is the one that does the most cursing in the entire game. But this is our next boss. This is Gleeok. And she is angry. Okay. So Gleeok's basically is that you have to take that shell off of her and basically make her hit herself and stun her. Then you have to go onto the star here, and now you have to run back. If you fall in the lava, it's gonna hurt. And now we have to watch out for basically the rocks falling down. And then through these fires at you. If the shell is glowing, it cannot be flipped, so you have to wait for the shell to stop glowing. But Gleeok will basically try to follow your exact location, so you're going to have to be a little bit fast with the cane. If you're lit on fire, though, you are basically going to run fire like in Panic, and you're not going to have much control over yourself. And like I said, I've mentioned the Gleeok as a she, because actually in the manga, it actually is considered as one. So you have the lava coming up here and everything. I kind of feel that in the context of the game, this is supposed to be a guardian of the elements. Oh boy, now that she's angry, she's using her ultimate fire powers basically to burn everything around. And the fire does linger, so. But that is how you get your health back if you need it. But her neck does basically protect you from the Kinapachi, so you got to be quick on your feet. Go like that, like there we go. Oh boy! And now the fire is gonna get even hotter as it flows up. It's a fast, quick transition knowing now the lava is gonna come up. Again, it's kind of very impressive how this dungeon boss works, even though the fact this boss is kind of like the same as the Dongo King in Ocarina of Time to a certain extent. Oh boy! Your fire is all activated here, goodness. Oh boy. At least I'm glad that the fires here don't basically cause you to be, panic fire like this is. But the Gleeok's fire does. Annoying a little bit. Ah! Also, when you're in this state, you can't really use your items, so you're gonna have to be in a panic style. Come on! Don't you do that to me! Yeah! I flip your shell over. And that takes care of the boss. 100%! Now, the game shows that the boss is defeated. In the manga, though, the Minish Cap, the boss is not defeated, rather it's uncursed thanks to the power Link does. And then, thanks to gratitude, she actually gives the element willingly to Link. Which is really nice. Nice attention to detail there. You got the fire element! Flames bring light to darkness and warmth to all. Fire element is the embodiment of that power. We'll grab ourselves our heart container and we're out of here. Let's go get our sword, shall we?